Sometimes there are fishing trips where the most memorable things that stick in your mind aren't necessarily related to the fish catches. That was the case with this trip. Don't get me wrong, there were fish catches, but there was something completely unexpected that happened right at the end of this trip that will stick in my mind for a long time. So keep watching through to the end. G'day, it's Paul again here. I'm coming to you today from one of my favourite locations to troll hard body lures for Murray cod, and that's Lauriston Reservoir. But there's an extra challenge today, and it's this. During my most recent fishing trip a few days ago, I was trolling headlong into a pretty strong wind for quite a while at Ken Curran, and I think I've burnt something out in my trolling motor. So I've gone back to the old pedals. The reason that I ditched these pedals a couple of years ago is that I've got an arthritic knee and possibly need a knee replacement, so it was getting a bit painful. But I've taken a few Panadol and I've come out here on the water to see if I can stay out here as long as possible and hopefully get a fish or two. I've also got this ugly contraption in front of me, which I'll explain a bit more about that once I get on the water. So the lures, first choice out here is always the Duo Realis crank. And on the other side, I haven't used this for a while, but it caught me some good fish here back in April. So that is a cod sniper. So I guess you could say with the couple of Panadols, if I catch a fish today, it will be a performance enhanced catch. So far so good though. It's pretty steady. Really sure that was full cast. Hopefully it's just a passing few drops. Hey, I've got a fish on. It feels like a good one. It's hit hard. It will either be a yellow belly or a cod. I'm suspecting a yellow belly. And this is the hard bit too, because I normally have my net in front of me, but not today because I've got that silly pole there for my camera. So I'm going to try to keep this line tight while I bend around for the... Oh, that is pulling hard. I've got the net anyway, that's what I was trying to say. I wonder what we've got here. It feels more like a yellow belly, but hopefully we will soon see. Yeah, good size yellow belly on the Duo crank. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, that was a nice catch. First fish I've caught pedaling this kayak for probably about 2.5 years. There is a nice golden yellow belly. I was releasing that fish, things have got a little stormy. Not really predicted, I think it's passing. I was going to go ashore, but I reckon I'll be right. Yeah, so that fish was on the red Duo Realis crank. Changed over to that because things got a bit gloomy, thought it might be a bit brighter, and that yellow belly came along. Look at that. I think it's passing, but I'm hoping there's a raincoat in here. Ah, there we go. You know what? I thought if I made the effort to come ashore, take the pedal drive out, put the rudder up, drag everything ashore, then the rain would stop. And that's exactly what's happened. So I've got the raincoat on now. I'll probably get hot and sweaty, but well. Let's just push on and hope the fish keep biting. Back on the water, and look how calm it is now. I'm not sure whether it was a coincidence or not that that first fish hit just as that storm was starting to break. Probably not. So the ugly pole in front of me there. So when I film, I have two cameras. One on my head, which is getting this shot at the moment, but also have this second little camera on a floaty stick, which I use to get a lot of close-up action of the fish when they're in the net, underwater footage, some scenic shots. And I've also got a clamp that I stick to the stem of my trolling motor, which you can see there. And I normally, when I'm talking to camera or holding up a fish, I put this camera on the clamp. So that's the purpose today, is to put this camera here up on that clamp. Well, the clouds have cleared and that storm has passed, but it's left a bit of a southerly breeze in its wake. And after that fish that I caught, as the storm hit, things have gone really quiet, but I'm hanging in there. The good news about that southerly though is that it's at my back and I'm barely pedalling. And the knee is holding up okay anyway. It's been a while, but I think I've got another fish on, and I'm not sure that I don't have one on the other line as well, but let's have a look at this one first. It's on a just a size 3 stump jumper, which I just put on. I don't use those here a lot, but I was keen just to try something different, and it's got me a redfin. There we go. I'm going to quickly check the other line too, because it looked like something was happening on that as well, but it might have been just weed. I think it was. So I don't think it's the double hookup, but we shall see. No, just weed. So there's that redfin. Not tiny, but not big either. I'd say probably about 25 centimetres. But always good to get a catch when things have been a little bit slow for this last hour or so. We'll get this fish back and see if there's any more action happening in this last hour or so. I've said it before and I've been wrong, but just hoping maybe this is this twilight bite that's about to start. Next to what I thought were going to be my closing comments, but something that really blew me away happened when I got back to shore. So keep watching after this next bit. What an amazing sunset. There were no more fish, but I still feel pretty good about that trip. I appreciate the fact that I was able to do something that I didn't think I could do anymore, which is to pedal this kayak around for several hours without too much pain or discomfort, which is fantastic. And secondly, I never take it for granted when I catch a fish, particularly an Australian native fish. It's always so exciting, and sometimes you can go for many, many trips without catching a fish, let alone one of our native fish. And that yellow belly catch was really exciting. I took up fishing in my early 40s, and it took me a long time to catch a Murray cod or a yellow belly, so I never take it for granted when I catch one now. Thanks for watching the video. I look forward to getting out and doing a few different things soon and bringing you some more. I filmed the outro, but I've just got back to land and I've got a really pleasant surprise. You might have seen that there's a frequent commenter on my videos, Bill Lucas. Bill has met me here. I'm not sure how he knows that I was out on the water, but he's got a new fishing rod for me because he saw the video at Ken Curran a few weeks ago where I broke a fishing rod, and he's got some spare rods, and I've got this lovely Abu Garcia bait caster, which is so kind of Bill. Thank you, Bill. He's in the background. He's saying you're welcome. He's a bit camera shy, but he's saying I'm welcome.
Cheers, mate.
People are very kind. Thanks again, Bill. I'm back home the next day having a good look at this fishing rod. It was pretty dark last night when Bill met me, so having a good look at the rod now, and there are a couple of things about that whole exchange with Bill that's really blown me away. First of all, I probably didn't say this last night out on the water, but Bill is really a complete stranger to me. I'd never met Bill before. I saw him last night. As I said, he has started commenting frequently on my videos and has been a great support. And the story behind the rod was that apparently he's picked a few of these up at McCredden's in Bendigo, where they do sometimes have giveaways where if you purchase a certain amount of equipment, you will get a free rod, and apparently Bill had picked up a few of these, and he was grateful for some of the tips that I've shared with him and some of the lure suggestions in the YouTube videos. So he'd decided that he was going to drive around all of the reservoirs that I frequent looking for my car, thinking that it was a weekend and I'd probably be out fishing. And he'd spotted my car at Lauriston, and he had waited there walking his dog around until I came back to the car, and he introduced himself and presented the rod to me, which just blew me away. It also came at a time when, through my own stupidity, I damaged a bit of my fishing equipment. I've actually broken 2 rods recently, burnt out the circuit board in my trolling motor, and I was feeling pretty down about things. Yeah, in terms of the amount of money it was going to cost to replace equipment. So couldn't have come at a better time, Bill, to lift my spirits. Now the rod, it's a beautiful little Abu Garcia rod, 4 to 8 kilograms. That'll be great for the type of fishing I do in the summer. And cast lures up to 50 grams. I don't have any rods that handle those sort of weights, so I wouldn't mind getting into casting some big lures, and this rod will be absolutely perfect. Thank you again, Bill. You've made my day and the next day.